So I want to point out, I had to fight Toko 2 Colds. Oliver's at max level now. Percival's at max. Everyone's blasted through pretty good. They're getting good level ups. It took that long just to get Remy to his maximum for his species. Terrible. We'll finally evolve this little fucker right here. Too much. Gonna go Angelex. It's gonna be worth it, I swears it. Look how beautiful, he's shiny. New slot for a thing. I hate how the evolutions for him all remove his little dangle legs that he had. But it's good, we're finally here. Well, I'll put Water Bomb on for now. We'll level him up, and I'll figure out where to go to get the items I need for that axe. Apparently there's golden Toko 2 Colds here, but I have not been lucky enough to find them. So I'm going to try a different location. The golden Toko 2 Colds are supposed to be able to hold the, I don't even remember what it's called. One of the items I need. But there's another location that should be easier, hopefully. I'm going to go look to see. Hopefully the miasma marshes are open. Because I guess there are, like, 2 things there that both can hold the items I need. So fingers crossed on that one. We'll take a gander. There's supposedly, like, 2 versions of goblins that can both hold the 2 items I need. I think I need like 5 items total. Let me also grab whatever's over here. Yeah, fairy chocolate. Always good. Always a blast to have. Oh, can I still not enter? I'm gonna have to look up how I can enter this swamp. Because this is making me very upset. I figure we are here, we might as well turn in our other bounties. Get our rewards here, even though it's probably not much. Yeah. I mean, the items aren't really important, are they? It's kind of weird. You would think there would be decent items for the task at hand, but I guess it's because they're... Well, the troll tiers are good. But I think the ones that gave me the bad items are the ones that, the conductor had me do. And then how many... I still only have 2. Looks like we've patched up the rifts the conductor character was on about, eh? We'd best let him know in it. Maybe later. What? How many tasks do I have left? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not enough, though. And the conductor doesn't have any stamps. Wait, I can look at it from here. 7. Unless if it gives me an extra 3, it probably will. Well, not 3, but an extra batch after I do it. Because that it's, what, 5? I'll have 5. I need 5 more. Maybe there'll be a new task available somewhere. There's not like a new bounty, is there? Nope. Yeah, I don't see anyone on the errand board. I guess I'll figure it out. Figure out these marshes. So apparently the conductor will eventually lead to a, allowing me to go back to the miasma marshes. So there might be more to him. Oliver, a new rift has been formed. Would you be a champ and seal it up for me? Oh dear, you look rather confused. Surely you've worked out what these rifts are by now. Why, you've even seen one for yourself. Oh, I guess he just already unlocked the next batch of quests. So we'll travel to, I don't know, Castaway Cove. We can look at them, the new bounties. He just casually says, yo, there's more. So I guess we're not even close to being done. Let's take a look over here. I feel like this is the closest swift solution, like, in regards to whatever town you're in. Brownie hunts, yeah. Alright, so back in Mom's tummy. Gotta go fight the, another pig tank. Back to Tombstone Trail. In Skull Mountain, have to fight a dragon again. Near the Broken Crown. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, in the Miasma Marshes, so we should be able to just enter again. I'm curious about what this one is, actually. I might want to go do that one right now, just to see. No errands, right? Yeah, you don't unlock new errands. And frankly, I'm just doing these so I can do the Alchemy Dude's quest. Oh, you know what it is, actually? Never mind. I don't need to do it. I just realized that the, cackling near, the island is gonna be the ghost dudes. Pirate ghost, man. Alright, so let's do Miasma Marsh then. Because we can finally enter it. I think we can maybe do Nevermore again, hopefully, because of this. Oh, look, the conductor's here. Being a weirdo. Is he gonna, like, revert it back to its original state? Is that what's going on? Oliver, we meet again. I highly recommend that you continue along this path. Something rather interesting may well await you. What's that? The fog has cleared over to Miasma Marsh, you say? Can that really be true, I wonder? Well, there's only one way to find out. Oh, we don't have the middle ground anymore? That sucks. Can't catch those things that are over there then. Let me drop stuff off. What do I have right now? I caught some of this junk. Oh, I guess I need to find the stuff I need to grind for now. It's supposed to be somewhere in here, and I guess I'll figure it out when I find it. It's supposed to be like 2 different versions of the goblin monsters, so hopefully I can eventually grind the items. It might take years. Alright, there's a little sneaky gold guy. Hopefully he'll have something I want. I think this probably is the better place to grind, only because you can get both materials here. Let's see. I don't know if mugshotting him will get what I want. Failed to steal anything. Suit of Enigma armor. That's something. Let's get Esther to befriend that rhino saw. Nope, wait. Oh, it ran away. Never mind. I guess I ran out of time. Well, that's what I get for trying to mug. Did you at least drop the item? Yeah, Scroll of Truth. I need like 5 of those. And I need 5, kaleidoscopes? What did I need? Let me look. 5 Scrolls of Truth and, 5 of these Kaleidostones. Great. It's gonna be fun grinding for all these stuffs. So I officially hate these gold enemies. I was able to get the Scrolls of Truth that I need and the Kaleidostones that I needed. The goblins I tried fighting, not the greatest place to grind. That was a big mistake. Don't do that. Don't do what I was gonna do. What I ended up doing instead, going to Glittering Grotto to fight Bedraggles, because you have a chance to steal kaleidoscopes, and they have a chance of dropping them. Stealing's a better option, but it was easy enough to grind these guys, because you just have to loop around the last save point area in Glittering Grotto. Not bad. The Scrolls of Truth, though, can suck it, because very difficult. You have to go into the dark cave where you had to use the lantern. look for honky tonkers, specifically honky tonkers, and you gotta steal scrolls of truth. If you don't steal one, tough luck, because I don't think they drop them. These guys are also there. I didn't get any evil eyes off of them, but I tried. The only thing that makes this easier is that all of the enemies try to run away, so you can just not battle anyone until you see one of these. The Bed Draggle in Glitter and Grotto was kind of the same too. The only thing you had to worry about was the Ice Queens that chase you. Dragon Muffins are there too. I guess they have a chance of dropping Scrolls of Truth. I wasn't able to steal any, but they were okay as well. So yeah, when I actually have to grind for that stuff, it's gonna be fun. Let us make the dumb thing that the dude wanted. What did I need? I need the Demon Axe. Demon Axe, and then the scrolls. I guess it's just the percentage chance of getting the items, in particular the Scrolls of Truth, is low enough that it was kind of annoying and frustrating. Wow, look at that War God's axe. Dude, take your dumb axe. I did it, I made a War God's axe. Yeah, wonderful. I really didn't think you had it in you, boy. Well, it wasn't easy, but I sure learned a lot along the way. Yeah, of course you did. Keep this up, and you'll be a great wizard one day, mark my words. Now I want you to have this. Consider a reward for all your alchemical endeavors. Clumps of troll tears is good, and glowstone is good too. Stamps are also good. What do I need? I need like 5 more? Oh, never mind, that was enough. Oh, because you got a bonus 5. I'll also give you some new and exciting formulas to try out. Keep up the good work, and someday you may justly be able to call yourself the world's 2nd greatest alchemist. Ha ha ha. What a funny lad you are. I think if you talk to him with certain items in your inventory, he'll give you more alchemical formulas. Let's see what he gave me. Probably just for the axe. Yeah, War God's axe formula. And armor and junk. All of these needing the super rare materials. Shield. Alright. Well. It's there. So. But if you have certain key items that are like recipe stuff, which I think. What are these? Dragon's Horn. Alright. This rivet, right, is an ingredient. I don't know if this works with him, but other items are supposed to. Let's see if he'll. Field of alchemy is more complex than you imagine, boy, but if you're curious enough and dedicated enough, some of its secrets may reveal themselves to you. Should you ever stumble upon a material whose use eludes you, however, be sure to pay me a visit. I will doubtless be able to instruct you on how it might be turned into something spectacular. Okay, I guess that doesn't count as one of the items. There's something I need to be able to do with that rivet, though, so I can make, I think, a different gun for Swain. But it appears that I cannot do that yet. It might be like a different quest. I mean, there's no other quests left over, so I don't know. Besides the bounties, we have lots of bounties, so let's do bounties. One thing I forgot to mention is I went and gave a couple of my familiars some of the newer spells, those like crystal gem things. So Tiggles has Snow Blower, which is like a fan water attack, and then I think I gave something to Spooky Boogie, like Firewall or something. Oh, Nicholas, it's one of them little thingies, just what we flippin' need it. Let that there be. I'll bet that there is why it's gone all weird around by here. Or we'd best bite the bullet and sort it out, and the sooner we do, the sooner we can get out of this flippin' place. Be careful, already, boy, I've got a bad feeling right in my lantern. Oh, he's all evil and red. Actually, we have Marcassin. Marcassin, you got light magic. I want to mention too, I did read all of the stories in the Wizard's Companion. Oh, I forgot about Boo. It's gonna be too spooky for me. Actually, not that spooky. I don't remember what Curse does though. I read all the stories in the Wizard's Companion. They had some interesting stuff, mostly just kind of world building scenarios, which is fine. But the main thing that came out of it really was, I probably should just do regular attacks. The main thing that came out of it was kind of some stuff about rejuvenating, what was it called? The, Ashes of Rejuvenation, right? So it's kind of safe to assume that that probably is what the mana was that the White Witch dropped. Oh, okay, well, I guess Oliver has that now. That being said, I don't know if it's specifically, if the White Witch did, like, a different variant of it or something. Oh, missed my chance again. Kind of not paying too much attention here. I think we'll be fine. We're gonna just be in darkness. Because the spell itself says something along the lines of just, you can bring someone back from the dead, but it will cost the user of the spell something dearly. Which is vague, right? Presumably maybe the White Witch did some variant of the spell that caused the problem that, you know, the problem that we know of. The thing too is that apparently she can actually use it in the final fight when she's helping you fight the Zodiarcs to just do a, like, normal, you know, revive from unconsciousness. Doesn't have any adverse effects on her, which is weird, and kind of makes it seem odd that she would use that spell if it was what resulted in the mana, but who knows? Maybe I'm reading too much into it. The thing that's interesting about this spell, though, is that one of the stories in the book... Yeah, all this blindness wasn't great. One of the stories in the book... I couldn't even defend. Actually brings it up. It's the Bear Man and the Crying Princess? Or something, whatever it was actually called. We're fine. This battle's won. It's just gonna be a little slower. Nice. Cancelled. That story was just like whatever. It was kind of a weird love story. The bear... The important part is that Bear Man blocked some kind of like magic arrow from killing the princess. He died in the process, and she was like, well, I'm a wizard. I'm going to use the resurrection spell on him, bring him back from the dead. She did that, but the cost was that she lost her memories of the Bear Man. But it was a happy ending to the story, because, I don't remember if it was Bear Man or if it was her, said something about, well, I guess we'll make more memories together. Because Bear Man was like, I'm so upset. Cute story. I don't know if that's, like, gonna always be what the cost of the spell is like, you lose your memories. But I mean, it seems like that kind of gives you the idea of what the cost would be. I didn't really look to see what everyone got, but getting a trick shot for Idley's good. So, I think... With that being said, it seems weird to me that they would give you that spell and not have, like, any moment where, at the very least, a moment where Oliver considers using the spell. Like, I don't think he should use it to revive his mom, but I think there really need it to be, like... I'm using this moment to complain a little bit about the ending, so I apologize. Gonna actually need to go to Hamlin, because there is a story page that we didn't collect here. But I'm using this moment to complain a little bit about the story. I think, like, the Shadar ending, which I believe is the ending that you get in the DS game, is great and fine and perfect lengthwise. And then, like, Oliver is ready to leave, and that's it. I don't mind the White Witch stuff, but, like, funnily enough, I kind of think the White Witch stuff ends too abruptly, considering that's basically, like, a second story ending. Like, the Shadar stuff had a proper closure, where the White Witch ending was basically... Oh yeah, we're also going back here. The White Witch ending was like, oh, we saved her. Cassiopeia's saved. She's gonna do some flower stuff. Credits. That's it. We don't get much else in... There's also this chest I never got. We don't really get much else as far as, like, a conclusion to that. Just, we solved it. Everything's fine. Everyone's happy. The end. Revert back to before you fought the White Witch. We're not going to have any moment of what you did affecting the world. So I feel like part of it should have been that once you finish that, something should have come from that spell. Whether it's Oliver considering using it or not, I don't know. It just seems really awkward to have that spell and not be able to even talk about it. Hi, man. It's been quite a while since I had the pleasure. We came and gave you curry, like, pretty recently. Just look at this place, I bet I can get anything in it. Haha, well, I do my best. Now I've heard an interesting rumor. It seems a gang got dressed up in grunt armor in various sizes and sneaked into the palace. 4 of them. They were counting the little one, or so they tell me. Oh, that's, really? Word travels fast, doesn't it? Not too fast. It's been, like, hours since that happened. Years, even. And there's more. I heard that their intrepid intruders helped out the prince. Turns out he hasn't been feeling himself for some time. From the heck, is there anything he doesn't know? Well, when you came sniffing around for armor, I had a fair idea of what you were up to. I wasn't born yesterday, you know. Look, man, we're sorry if we caused you any trouble, but it will turn out for the best, didn't it? Indeed it did, and I'm actually grateful to you. Why is that, sir? I've got 2 children, you see. A boy and a girl, and my daughter, Grace. That was the one that Swain strong-armed him with information about, right? Well, she's never been in the best of health. Her brother, Hogarth, is one of the palace guards. Since the prince went strange in the head, he hasn't been allowed any leave to visit us. But with Prince Marcassin back to his old self, my son will surely be able to see us. You should have seen my daughter smile when she heard the news. Over the moon she was. There's no medicine like time spent with the ones you love. Family is so important. It sure is. So it turns out what you've really done me a favor, and now I don't like being in any man's debt, so I'm gonna reward you. And this time I'll do better than rusty old armor. I can tell from what you're wearing that you're a wizard, and it just so happens I've got something every wizard wants. A story about flying machines. So through the magic of coming here to get the story, reading it, and then loading a save before I got the story, I read that one too. Kind of interesting. Apparently there was always a gateway open to our world, or there used to be anyways, that like anyone could just go through if they wanted to. It seemed like mainly the people of this world were the ones that knew about it. But there was this dude who was like, I really want to learn how to fly, and I want to fly all over the place. So he went there, saw, I don't know, the dude from Assassin's Creed. It implies that it was Da Vinci, I think, because it says like, oh, it was a painter. Let me see where the, not the story itself. There was something I want to look at. Went there, went to where there was a painter dude, saw some pictures, and was like, I'm going to make a flying machine. Wizard saw that he made a flying machine and said, no, you can't do that. Technology bad, magic good. Because technology can be used by like evil people while magic can't, even though like Shadar had magic, so I don't know how that worked out. Anyways, the kid had a bright idea. Why don't we use magic to make flying machines? And that's how they got this stuff. It's interesting. I didn't notice before. I might have noticed actually. I like how it uses a broom to fly. The interesting thing about the story, though, was that it mentions, like, the wizard didn't want flying machines because it will probably be used for bad things. Kid makes a flying machine that also uses magic. The last thing says had he known what impact it would have, you can be sure he would not have been quite so elated. So I assume that they're mainly used for war stuff. Or something bad about them. They never really implied too much about what maybe it was used for the Wizard War, I don't know. They never really showed enough of what the conflict between all of the cities might have been. Let's go to Tombstone. Not the Tombstone. Oh, I want to go to Vault of Tears. I'm kind of a little bit too into rambling about the story right now, so I apologize. The conflict that like Alma Moon, Hamlin, and Ding Dong Dell has, they never really went too far into it. Unless if I'm missing something, of course. Like, obviously, there apparently was conflict. When Shadar showed up, they kind of went docile and didn't fight, which is like, oh, Shadar's perfect world was realized, even though he was an evil butthole. So I can assume maybe then that the Sky Sweeper, Cloud Sweeper thing was probably used for war. I mean, obviously, they used it to assault the Ivory Tower, which was bad. That's it for that story. I'm trying to think of any other ones that had any major interesting things involved with it. Oh, I didn't want to fight you, but I guess we're fighting you. I think I mentioned before the thing with Drippy. He was a crybaby, born a crybaby. His tears made a puddle, and a wizard saw the puddle and was like, oh, I'm famished, I need something to drink. So wizard drank his tears and was like, ooh, that really healed me up. Left, came back, saw that there was a little fairy that was crying, was still crying, the puddle was bigger, and was like, what's wrong, baby fairy? Crybaby bunting fairy. Fairy said, I'm afraid of the dark and I cry all the time. So the wizard was like, well, here's a lantern, I'm gonna just staple it into your nose, and now you'll never be in the dark. And then the fairy's like, cool. And that's the story of the lantern that Drippy has. Also, kind of clarifies why his, like, healing tear thing is a thing, I guess. Doesn't really clarify, it just mentions the fact that his tears heal. Which is nice. Probably what the monsters around here have been so vicious, isn't it? Sure you have a closer look, Ollie boy. Yep. Gonna fight him. Watch yourself, Ollie boy. I got a funny feeling about lantern about this one. I'm gonna try Burden again on him. See if it actually works. Oh, evil. To do burn. Yeah, I guess it did miss before. Defend everyone. Another story, let me think. The one about the, Queen of the Heavens wasn't too interesting. It was like she was a kid queen. She was a big baby too. A lot of these are about how people are babies. She was scared of stuff, but she was tasked with, what did Black Bolt do? I don't remember. Alright, that was just a super move like that. That's fine. But she didn't talk to a lot of people, so everyone was like, oh, she's just stoic. They made her go fight a dragon, which I think it implies that the dragon was in the cave that the Sky Pirates were in. If you look at the little story aspects of... Let's just try burn. We'll keep doing this until it works, god damn it. If you look at the bit about Xanadu that you get for sleeping at the end, it mentions that there is a cave under Xanadu where a dragon was said to live. So I think that was... Alright, so burn worked there, but all that did was actually just slow him down. So that is obviously not a way to stop him from fighting. So that's kind of interesting. So Xanadu was where the Sky Pirates used to be, it looks like. You were weak to fire, weren't you? Let me grab it. Yeah, supercharge. But the main thing was just that, like, okay, well, she was the queen, she was tasked with going to kill the dragon. Even though she was scared, she still went in and the dragon was injured. So he's like, oh, you are here to strike me down. And then she said, nah, I'm gonna save you, I'm gonna use my healing magic. So she healed him, and he was like, okay, well, now we're cool, bro. And that's the end of that story. Not too interesting, but it's, again, nice background stuff. Kind of cool to think that the cave that the Sky Pirates hang out in had more meaning to it. There was the story of the Eye of the Storm, which was actually pretty cool. It was, there was like a super wizard. I thought I could maybe get away. I could not. There was a super cool wizard, and by super cool I mean he was just really strong. He was like, I'm so strong, I'm basically a god. So hey gods, check it. Why don't you let me become a god too? And the gods were like, I don't know, son. So they tried to strike him down with lightning, and he's like, haha, deflect it, suckers. So the gods were like, okay, well, he's kind of cool. Maybe, just maybe we'll let him be a god. How about this, okay? Spend 8 days in darkness, right? Well, like in a dark room, complete blackness, you gotta spend 8 days in it. But there is a door in front of you. If you open that door, you can see the world of the gods. Pretty cool, right? Don't do it though, they'll fail the test if you do that. So the guy's like, ha, whatever, I'll become a super god and everyone will bow to me and I'm awesome. So he spends like 6 days. He spends 6 days in darkness, and then he's like, maybe if I just take a peek. Oh look, there's like a keyhole, let me just look at it. Let me look through the keyhole. And then he sees everything. People need to start healing here. I think, shoot. We're in a bit of a pickle. That evade did not work. And I did not defend. Looked into people, it like, I don't know, it kind of sounded like it burnt his retinas, like it was too much, like a Cthulhu kind of thing. And the gods were like, well, you failed, but you are pretty cool, so you know what? We'll let you up in heaven, you can be a god with us. But that eye's gotta go. So now his eye is forced to, live in between the state of godlyhood and like mortality or something like that, like earth and the heavens. So it's stuck kind of in between that. Sometimes it gets a little too close to earth, and that causes the big winds that make the storm, which is why it's the eye of the storm. That's pretty cool. I like that story. One of them was just, hey, the worlds are connected. Basically, it was like, hey, I found my other self. We had a good talk. We were kind of friends. Like, and nothing really too interesting about one of those stories. There was also one that was kind of about making the flute that made the fog go away. That story was just, it was the 4 brothers. That one was basically the brothers worked together to build a castle, and then a king was like, yo dude, that castle pretty tight, I'm a fan of this castle. And then the brothers started complaining about who did the most work, or like whose work was the, I don't know, because it was like one of them brought the rocks, one carved the rocks, and one like put the rocks together or something like that. We have to go to the Glittering Grotto again. So they complained about that, and then they went their separate ways, north, south, east, west. Then big fog happened, and the king's like, Rutro, apparently we can like make a flute that'll make this fog go away. But the brothers hated each other, so they didn't work together. They tried to make their own flutes. All of their like own flutes sucked. The 4th brother, the one that didn't really do much with the castle, tried to make the brothers be friends again. Ended up like falling and being hurt. I have to fight this thing. And the brothers are like, oh no. And then the one that got hurt, the one that didn't do anything, tricked them by saying like, oh, you know what would make me feel better, first brother? Why don't you go get some wood? So he's like, okay, gotcha. And that's kind of what happened. I guess that's why with Alma Moon, you get the wood from them. Second brother came and was like, what can I do to help you? And the sick one was like, oh, make this into like a pipe. So he's like, okay, whatever. And that's what a Ding Dong Dell was. And then the third one came and was, what can I do? And he's like, oh, I'll poke some holes in this so it's like a flute. He's like, okay. And then it's a flute now, and he's like, all right, all the brothers come over here, check it. And then he like played the flute, and it was beautiful music, and it made the fog go away. And then the brothers were like, oh, we were fools, we need to work together, not apart. Which is good. It's like a, decent backstory for how the whatever the flute was called works. Not too bad, not too shabby. What else was there? I kind of mentioned the stuff with the Alicia's diary. The Miasma Marsh makes you evil, which might have been what happened to the White Witch. Cause she had some like darkness going on there. It was not just her being like jaded. It seemed like she was super upset. White Witch. I'm gonna have to look at the other stuff. There was like a decent story about Old Father Oak and the telling stone. But you know, it's whatever. It was like the stone was supposed to be made magic, and to make stones magic, you gotta like plant a tree on top of them. And the tree's like, no, I don't like it. I'm gonna go see the world. And the stone's like, all right, well, can you know, come back eventually? But then the tree, when the tree walked around trying to learn about the world, he was like, oh, the stone was what made me magic. We need to work together. So that's kind of what happened. Which makes me wonder if Old Father Oak is still okay since we're holding the telling stone. I don't know. It's fine. It was a whatever story. I'll take a look to see what the other stories were real quick. I did read them all. And I do think it's interesting. Everything about it is kind of... I wanted to save. Interesting in its own way. I want to also look at the Xanadu one real quick. Does this one show me Xanadu? Yeah, so like... It mentions the cave somewhere, I think. The Dragon's Lair. Cave near Xanadu that was destroyed at the same time as the floating city. It was once said to be the home of a mighty dragon. And that's probably where the Sorceress of Xanadu went down. I could be wrong about the location. It almost looks like it would actually be an island. So, you know, I probably am actually super wrong. Because this doesn't actually look like where the Sky Pirates are. I thought it would have been a cool idea. Like, if you're gonna return back to, like, the remains of your home as a Kubla would. That's what I would expect. I want to look at the stories real quick. Right here. So we read this one for Horus. Squirrels of the Bramble. It's basically like the small creatures are helpful. Bramble took over the forest when the creatures were fighting over who should be the guardian, and the bramble was too thick for like the big strong creatures like the wolf and the bear. The squirrels eventually were able to go and destroy the bramble by getting deep into it and finding the source. They chewed on it, but it was like poisonous, so it killed them. And then like the super god said, oh, the squirrels are the real guardians. Size has no bearings of a creature's nature. So it's, you know, boring story. This is the one with the lantern. Look, the wizard's like, ooh, have this lantern. Here's Bear Man and the princess's tears. So, I mean, this story was fine too. The whole one. But yeah, the main thing was, that she lost her memory because she used the ashes of resurrection. And then she says, hey, well, perhaps together we may make it anew. So new memories, good. This is a boy, and he's like, I want to be God. I'm going to look at God. Oh, no. I don't know what this stuff says. It looks pretty cool. I was going to look it up. I forgot. This one's just like, hey, we're connected, whatever. Not too interesting. How the little girl became a queen. Alright, that's the one, the Xanadu one. She went and said hi to a dragon. There it is. There's a dragon. Shepherd's boy was kind of boring. It was just like, he was lazy and didn't want to work as a shepherd. But then Old Father Oak said, yo, there's like a fountain. I think it's supposed to be the Golden Grove water. It'll make you enthusiastic. So he went to drink the water. And he was like, oh, I feel it. I got this placebo effect. Went and started shepherding and was enjoying life. But then he ran out of fountain water. And then he dropped dead for a minute, and then someone gave him water, and he's like, wow, this is great, it's better than fountain water. And then his dad's like, oh, well, you know, no water on earth can compare to the first water you drink after sweating all day. Why, I should think it is a fair sight better than the water from the fountain. And the son's like, oh, you know, hard work's good. That's the end of that one. And then, yeah, that's it. That's all the stories. That was my spark notes of most of them. I went into further detail for the more important ones. But they're fine. I like the backstory. I'm assuming they're supposed to be real stories of stuff that transpired. Because like the Drippy one, the Old Father Oak one, I can only assume are supposed to be real. Nothing makes me think they're fake. Another what the heck is going on? Head up to by here with this flippin' thing I have, man. Doing my head in, they are. Come on, boy, don't hang about. Sort this out, will you? Wait, one last thing I want to look at on the book. Ferdos, but you know we'll only have to come back later in it. I know, I want to look at the book, Drippy. Getting too excited about reading about this book. Alright, let's look at the Ashes of Resurrection. I don't know what that says, actually. Probably, like, forbidden. Don't use. Forbid. Din. Yeah, that would make sense, actually. Forbidden. Defy the sacred rule of nature and resurrect the dead. A forbidden spell, due to its immense power, it is extremely difficult to cast, and drawing its rune is no guarantee of success, even under optimal conditions. Though it is indeed capable of bringing the dead back to life, the act comes at a terrible price to the caster. You simply have no idea what you could lose should you attempt to cast the spell. So that makes it seem like the cost is random. But I still, like... So, you get that spell... A perfect chance for Oliver to consider maybe bringing his mom back. Careful now, boy. I got a feeling I get my lantern when something proper nasty's coming. But nothing. There's no fanfare to it. No, like, questioning whether or not I should use it. Bring my mom back. Like I said, I think he would be best to not do that. Because, you know, let the dead remain dead. But it just, I really feel like there needed to be a bit more to the story. Which, again, I think is kind of ironic considering there was maybe too much to the story after Dark Djinn. It's like there was too much, but then they didn't flesh out the extra bits. I guess that's my main complaint. I still like it, and I think the story of the White Witch is interesting enough, if, again, not fleshed out enough. Like, obviously, you get the moments where she is the bad guy that you don't really know is the bad guy until the very end. Which, again, is like, it's fine. Oh, shoot. I might not be good here. Nope, didn't even get everyone to defend. It's weird. I don't know, man. Even if it was just, like, dialogue where someone says, hey, you got that resurrect spell, you gonna use it? And Oliver's like, no, Mom wouldn't want that. That would be fine. That would make perfect sense. Wow, okay, never mind. I guess that isn't what you want, Sir Borealis. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that hit. Although I do need some healing. Guys, want help? There we go. We're fine. Sir Borealis don't got much. Except he likes moving around. Damn, didn't even get the evade off, did I? Not quick enough on the draw here. Wow. The pain. Actually, let's top off just to be safe. See, we're good. Everything's good now. Everything's working fine. I think I missed a lot of hits there. That's good. You know, maybe it would be a good idea to try that Grand Wrath Axe, or whatever it was called, that I was forced to make. Can only assume it's a good... Someone needs to get that spell. Let's use... What do you do? Oh, God, stop with the word. Hopefully that doesn't make the spell go away. Supercharge. Prism Guard. Alright, so that's just a defensive thing. And I don't think we get to use it because of Howling Blizzard. So it was all worth it. Because it seemed like he wasn't weak to fire. Alright, I guess we'll just go all out. Smack him! Smack him! The one thing I didn't really read into in the book, though, is there's a bit more, I think, world-building stuff for each aspect of the world map. I read the Xanadu one, but I didn't really look at the other ones. They might have some interesting stuff to say. But, I don't know. It's a fine world, fine story. I enjoy it. very mystical, very magical. It's kind of weird, the one about the dude who wanted to fly because of the, like, I'm angry at machinery because Evil Man can use it. I kind of wonder if that has more to do with how Hamilton is run, because you know, Hamilton's kind of a lot of machinery stuff. It seemed like the wizard that said no to the flying machine really just hated scientists and machines, but I don't know, not that big of a deal.